Namaste and welcome to this online class. And a few things you might want to have on your mat are your block and a strap, as well as one of the myofascial balls. This is the 8-inch ball that you can get on the mariaalive.com website, or you may already have something like this that would be really good for rolling out a little bit. Let's start by just calming ourselves, maybe finding a cross-legged position, or if that doesn't feel good, having your feet apart like this. If you feel like you're rolling back onto your sacrum, please sit up on a block. All right. So taking palms together, let's start by taking an exhale. And on an inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, come right back down to center. And we'll do that again 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Last time like that, with the inhale, bring in a lot of oxygen, a lot of prana, and slow down your exhale. Now we'll add sound to that. Take an inhale. And once again, inhale. And last time. Bringing in gratitude, bringing in that happiness of getting to start another day on this earth. So let's release our hands and lean back and go ahead and take your legs out and just kind of move those knees and those ankles a little bit, remembering if your back is tight, if you feel like you can't sit up as straight, to come up on a blanket or a block, and go ahead and start to press one foot forward and then the other. And as you do this, see if you can spread your toes. So really work on spreading your toes, and we'll do just a couple more times. And even see if you can feel it through the hips. And then go ahead and bend your knees, feet come flat, and we're gonna do some windshield wipers. So I'm leaning back, but I'm trying to keep my spine straight. I'm trying to keep my chest lifted and my shoulders rolled back. And don't push too hard here, but just let that natural rhythm and that natural rotation of your hip joints occur. Just a couple more times. These are great ways to warm up the body. And then come back to center. And we're going to take our hands onto our knees, just below the kneecaps. And as you exhale, round back, chin is tucked. And then as you inhale, belly, chest, throat. And again, exhale, rounding back. Really stretch those elbows. Inhale, belly, chest, throat. And we'll take 2 more times. Rounding back and inhaling forward. Really feel those shoulders moving. Now this last time, round back and keep those elbows nice and straight. Chin is tucked, looking down towards your navel. Take a couple more breaths here. Then on your next inhale, come forward and reach up your arms. And then on the exhale, round back. And again, inhale, reach up through those arms and exhale back. Remember, the head is last. So as you inhale and reach up, the head lifts at that final moment. And exhale. And let's do 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. And once again, round it back, navel's pulling in towards the spine, stretching through your elbows, and then come back up. Oh, that felt so good. So we're gonna take the balls, your one ball, your 8-inch ball. You could also use the double tennis balls in an athletic sock, and my next video will have that on there. And we're gonna put it under your left sits bone, bending your right knee, and your foot is flat, and see if you can extend out through your left leg, spreading those toes, okay? So I'm right on that sits bone. I've got my fingertips down, or you could use a block like this so that you feel more stable, and start to roll around the outside of that sits bone. See if you can get all the way around it. There's a lot of attachments there, and we want to try to just work with this area, which also helps the spine to lengthen and the hammies to release. And then come back to center and start to take the ball in front, coming onto the actual back of the thigh, the hamstrings. And then using your hands or a block, you're gonna roll along the hamstrings and come back to the sits bone. And we'll do this just a few times. You could also drop the foot out externally or internally, and you'll feel, because there are 3 hamstrings on this leg. You don't have to go all the way down, just about halfway down here, and then come back to that sits bone, sitting up really nice and tall. And we'll come off of that ball, come back to sitting, and notice the difference. I totally noticed the difference here. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So we're gonna bend the left knee, put that foot flat, and then take that ball under your right sits bone, right on it, okay? And take some nice deep breaths. You could use the block just as a form of balance so you're not rolling forward so much. Now I want you to feel that intensity of the weight of your body moving into actual bone onto that myofascial ball. It really helps get a lot of information to the central nervous system. And then we'll start to roll again around that sits bone. It feels so good. And see if you can get a nice going all the way around. You're touching all kinds of muscles here. And then come back. Let me get back onto this mat. Come back and take the ball forward, anterior, so it's onto your hamstring muscles. And you can hold here. Some people even do a little bit of a cross movement like this, or roll forward and back. I'm using my hands, my strong left leg. I'm saying hello to my hammies. I just turned my leg out, which will get a lot more. It'll even get part of your IT band. And then I turned in to get more of that inner thigh, which gets very tight. Come back to the sits bone, sitting up nice and tall. And then release. Put that ball down. Once again, coming back to Dandasana this time, and you could have your knees slightly bent, especially if your hammies are super tight. Over time, we'll be able to straighten them. Take our toes towards our face, take fingertips and press them down into the mat and open that chest. Push your heels away and breathe here. I love this pose, staff pose, so good for the whole body. Now, if you can keep your core nice and toned, you could take one hand onto your lap and then the other hand onto your lap, not allowing your spine to drop like this, but staying really tall, toes are spread. And finally, the full pose is the reaching up, breathing here. The danda is the staff. Nice deep breaths. And then take your palms down and lean back. We're gonna bend both knees. We're coming into table pose. My fingers are out to the sides. Chest is open. Press through both feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down and tuck your chin. And then again, inhale and lift. Reach your throat up. Exhale. One more time, we're gonna stay up and breathe. Okay, so we're working through heels. You're working through the widest part of the foot, the toe box. You're reaching up through the throat and come back down and rest forward. Let your head just relax here. Nice deep breaths. So good as a nice chest opener and also activating the back of the body. And then come back up. Make sure your props are a bit out of the way as you widen your feet again and lean back. And windshield wipers again. And just notice if there's a difference. So I'm starting to feel a little more warmed up, a little more ease in doing this pose. And then come back to center. Come back to Dandasana. Dandasana. Remember, knees could be bent. Spread your toes towards your face. The first level is fingertips. Chest is open. Next level, if you can stay nice and tall, hands come onto lap. Finally, reaching up, breathing. You want to be breathing from the bottom of the feet all the way up to the tips of those fingers, and then take your hands back down again. Now this time, we're going to do reverse plank. However, you could come back to that table pose. So either way, for reverse plank, legs come together, toes spread, lean back, press through your palms, inhale, lift, exhale, back down, chin is tucked. Adjust anything you need, here we go again. Inhale, lift, exhale, back down. Remember, you can go back to table. Here's your last one, we're holding. Take that lift, hold and breathe. My toes are spread. I'm pressing my big toes towards the mat. I'm lifting and opening, and then come down, release, and rest. Resting, letting that chin just kind of drop. Breath here. Nice open stretch to the front of the body. Come back upright. We're going to bring our hands behind our knees. We're going to go into steps here for boat pose. So shoulders roll back, elbows tuck in, come up onto tiptoes. Right there you start to feel the deeper core muscles that go up the front of the spine. Maybe one leg lifts, keep the shoulders back, maybe the other. Breath here. So this is an awesome place to be to actually work your arms as well. Or if we want to just go into inner thighs and deep belly, here's our boat pose. Breath here. If you want to go deeper, you could try to straighten the knees, maybe clasp in front. So we're kind of giving you different modifications and advancements. Now to come out, tuck the chin, rest the feet down, and rest your head, and just breathe. Nice deep breaths here. And then come back up. Fold your legs in unless this is not comfortable, and then remember your feet could be apart. We're going to take our arms out, lift the right arm up, take it over, trying across the elbows. Here's your first position. Second position would be trying to bring those hands together. And on the inhale, lift. And as you exhale, round down. And again, inhale, lift your head, your shoulder girdle. Exhale, round down, really round in. One more time, inhale. Exhale, round. Come back to center, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe those arms will go one direction, head the other, and the opposite. Could be so tiny, so very tiny. And back to center, releasing, just letting those arms kind of snake out. Fingertips down to the mat or the floor. Breathe. We're going to reach back again, and this time push. Push out one foot and then the other. Keep your chest lifted, spread your toes. Really reach out here. And then recross opposite. Trying to remember, okay, where you were at. Taking palms together for a moment. Taking arms out. Lift up the left arm now. take it over as best as you can. Maybe hug yourself here or working to this without any sharp pain. Exhale, round in. Inhale, lift up. Again, exhale, round. Feel the whole spine. Inhale, reach. We have one more set. Garuda arms, eagle arms, and come back to center. Try to pull the elbows down. We're dropping in one direction and then the other. Nice and easy. This is for the whole shoulder girdle and neck. Come back to center. Unwind. Just so easy. And let those fingers come down. And once again, breathing. Coming back, leaning back, and again, press out, but this time to the sides a little. Press and press. Heel is pushing, toes are spread, and feet come flat. So you notice my feet have come pretty wide here. I'm going to widen them up even more. I take them off the mat. Lean back again. Let's check in. Let's check in. This is one of the poses I consider to be the integrator, integrating the whole body here, breathing. And then come back up to center and find your boat pose, okay? So I'm going right into it. Breathing here, lift through the heart, lift through the throat. Use your breath. Really try to control that low back. Just another breath. And rest. Let your head drop. And then come back up, and we're gonna swing our knees back behind us. Find space on your mat. Go ahead and spread those fingers, knees apart, toes relaxed, and here we go, cat-cows. The exhale rounds, the inhale reaches. So every time you exhale and round, feel the navel center, feel up through the spine. And then the inhale, you're reaching, reach through the throat, the chest is broad. The exhale rounds. Now, last thing to remember about these amazing movements here is you always start with the tailbone. So every time I go to the one position, the tailbone moves first, and then the other. Come back to neutral. The lumbar spine is just a little bit rounded. Take your hands one hand's length forward, as wide as the mat. Come up on the fingertips and start to pull back. Pulling back as evenly as you can through the hips. Keep the armpits hollowed out. Stretch the elbows. Try to bring the nose or the forehead down and breathe into the chest. And then from here, come back to all fours. Go ahead and prepare for downward facing dog. I keep my hands wider to keep my chest more open. If you have any elbow or shoulder issues, even turn your hands slightly out. Curl toes under, tip up sits bones. On the exhale, reach into the pose. And then hold here, breathing. You want to micro bend your knees, reach up. Broaden the chest, and then start to walk your dog, bending one knee deeply and then the other. Try to push one heel down without any sharp pain. Nice deep breaths. You could even turn your toes in a little bit. Find the full pose again. And then come down to knees. And all the way down to child pose of your choice. I like to stack one fist on top of the other, which I'm demonstrating, and then press my forehead, the ajna space, the third eye, into that upper fist. Relax your shoulders. Take 3 breaths. So we're getting ready now to come up to Naga, the snake, which is also knee stand. So start to activate the belly, and on the inhale, come right up, reach up, lengthen up. And on the exhale to all fours. Next exhale, downward facing dog. Reach more fully into this pose. Breath here. Feel your index finger, your thumb, your baby finger. And then come down to knees. And once again, come down to child pose, but just for a moment here, one breath. Activate the belly. Inhale up to knee stand. Exhale to all fours. Next exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. We're getting ready for 8-part bow. So here we go. On the exhale, knees, chest between the hands and chin. Inhale, glide forward and up to a small cobra. And then on the exhale, tuck your chin and take it back to child pose. Take 2 breaths here. Remember, you can always modify that 8-part bow. Here we go. Inhale up to knee stand. Exhale to all fours. Next exhale, downward facing dog. Taste every pose here. Enjoy it. Take 1 more deep breath. And on your exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, glide forward and up. Breath here. And now as you exhale, come all the way down to the mat and prepare for another cobra pose. Adjust your hands. Elbows are tucking in. Firm down through the lower body. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, come back down. Once again, on the inhale, the head is the last to lift. Exhale down. One more time. As you inhale up, we're going to stay here and breathe. My elbows are slightly bent. I'm pulling my shoulders back. Breath here. Reach your throat. And come back down and rest. Put your forehead on the backs of your hands. Shrug a couple times. Here we are in crocodile pose, Makarasana. Take 3 very deep breaths here, feeling your belly press into the mat, feeling the low back broadening out. What we're doing here is we're building the respiratory diaphragm, which helps with the immune system. Last breath. So keep your forehead down on your hands. Legs are super wide apart. Bend your knees. Windshield wipers. Two more. And then take your legs back down, bring them close together, preparing for Shalabhasana. Arms down by your sides, palms down. Walk your arms a little bit away from the body, and here we go. Inhale, lift upper and lower. Exhale down. Take your time coming up. Again, inhale, feel the nuances of your body. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up, hold here and breathe. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen and lift. Lift a little higher and come back down and totally let go. Let your head turn any way you want. If your head is in one direction, turn it in the other. And then come back to center. Plant your palms as though you're going to come to another cobra. Curl your toes under, looking down. Push down through those toes. And on an exhale, come up to plank. Hold here, breathing. Remember, your modification for plank would be knees softly down. Try to broaden your chest. One more breath. Then knees come down and pull back to child pose and rest your elbows. Take one more breath here. And on the next inhale, here we go, come up to knee stand, reach up. Exhale to all fours. Next exhale, downward facing dog with ease, Then bend your knees and walk your hands back to your feet until your feet are flat, one hand to each knee. And on the inhale, come up. Standing in Samastiti, palms are facing forward. Feel that sense of even balance here. And then release and just move a little bit. And we're going to come to stepping forward to the fronts of the mats, taking palms together. So take a moment now in this standing balance here, Tadasana, standing mountain pose, to try to feel your feet as even as possible. Your toes are spread and relaxed onto the mat. Feel the sense of lifting up through the spine, broadening through the torso, and take an exhale. And on an inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, come right down the center. Once again, take that inhale and lift. And as you exhale, come right down the center. One more time, take that deep inhale. And this time as you exhale, bend those knees, forward fold. Keep your eyes open. Inhale, come part way up. Exhale, release with deeply bent knees. Once again, inhale, part way up. Stretch that spine. Exhale, release. Press through both feet. And on the inhale, come all the way back up. Hands to heart. Take a moment again, always coming back to that sense of balance. We're going to move into the left leg, and on an inhale, open to stork. And then on the exhale, come back to center. Inhale, other side. Feel that sense of expansion. Exhale. Try to relax your face. Again, inhale. There's the earth below. Exhale. Two more times. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Really follow the body with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Take an inhale and reach up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, part way up, stretch. Exhale, release. And push through both feet as you inhale and come all the way back up again and stretch up. And then as you exhale, come back to heart. So we're going to advance that stork pose. We're going to move into the left leg. Remember, your modification is a toe touch on the mat or a toe touch on a block, which is a great way to really start to find the true balance in the body. Okay, here we go. Inhale, open and hold. Breathing. Try to feel the top of the head lifting, the chest opening. Feel strong through the whole foot and not clench your toes. Now more advanced, reach up and reach out. And we'll come back to center. Take a moment to feel that. Lot going on there, a lot with the nervous system. Here we go to the other side. Inhale, hold and breathe. Feel that sense of reaching, lifting. And then let's take it more up. Take that inhale. And as you exhale, press out, breath here. And come back, coming back to center. Take an inhale and reach up. And as you exhale and forward fold, come down with bent knees. Inhale, part way up. Now as we exhale and come back down, right leg back. There's our lunge pose. Remember, you can go ahead and press back through that back heel. But we're going to not stay there. We're going to bring that back knee down, relax the toes, come up with both hands to this upper lunge here on Jani Asana. Take your left hand onto the left knee, and on an inhale, reach up. Breath here. You want to feel that sense of stretch, openness. This is a balance pose as well. We're going to take it a little deeper, open up crescent moon pose, really broaden the chest. Now from here, take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, take a rotation to your left. It could be small like I'm demonstrating, or we can advance it with the right elbow on that left knee, make a fist. Left palm on top of that fist. Reach up that left elbow as you rotate into this twist. Breathe deeply into the belly. Now, if you want to advance this even more, you curl your back toes under and lift that back knee. That's much more advanced. I'm just showing it for as you move through this video, maybe several times. And then come down through that back knee, look down, and come out of that pose. Take a breath or two here. We're getting ready to move into one of our least favorite poses, at least mine, half split, Ardha Hanuman. So on your next exhale, take both hips back equally, working to straighten the front knee bits at a time. Front toes are lifted, hold and breathe. If you notice me in this video, I'm not dropping down with my torso. I'm lifting and reaching and breathing. You could use a block for your fingers. Take one more breath here. Then on an inhale, come forward. And on the exhale, come back again, maybe a little deeper. Once again, inhale forward. Exhale back. Let's do that one more time. Hello, hamstrings. Inhale. Now, as we exhale back, you could have your block again. You could be reaching nose to toes, or this time you could drop your forehead towards that knee. And then here we go. Inhale back forward and come right up to crescent moon pose. And take those fingertips down, curl back toes under. We're stepping forward. Take an inhale partway up. Exhale, release with deeply bent knees. Next inhale, come all the way up. And as you exhale, right back to heart space. Take a moment here. Find the breath. Find the evenness in your body. And then let's proceed. Take the exhale. And on the inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come partway up and stretch. And now as you exhale, drop. Take left leg back. There's our lunge pose. Hold this knee up for just another breath. Then put the knee down, relax those toes, both hands to the front knee. Try to be as upright as you can here. And then finally follow with the left arm. We're reaching and opening this whole front line of the body. Breath here. And if that feels good and you want to go deeper, both arms open up. Some of you can even take a little bit of a back bend here. And then from here, with all of that height, rotate to your right. You could stay here like I'm demonstrating, or put the left elbow, right knee, make a fist. Right palm on that fist. Elbow lifted towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Breathing into navel center. Maybe lifting the back knee. Breath here. If the knee's lifted, put it down, look down first, and then come out of that pose. A breath or two, as we then take the next piece here. The exhale takes you back slowly. Remember, this front knee can stay bent. Hold here, breathing. You want to lengthen your spine forward as though your nose could touch those toes. And then we'll take an inhale and reach the chest. Exhale back. 2 more times. Every movement builds on the next. Every movement bringing more juiciness to every joint. And here we go. Finally, come back, hold there and breathe. You could, at this point, if you want, relax the chest downwards. Let your head go. Use your breath. And then come all the way back and all the way up and stretch this body. We're going to take our hands down, bring the front knee back, take 3 cat-cows. The exhales round in, the inhales reach. These feel so good to me. And we're coming to the last one. Now come back to neutral spine, curl those toes under, and break out another downward dog. And just see, does it feel different? Can you really reach into it? Can you let your head go? And then bend those knees, look forward and walk yourself forward. Knees are bent, one hand to each knee, and inhale all the way up. And on the exhale, palms together. If you're not feeling dizzy, close your eyes. Otherwise, the drishti is forward and down. And we're moving into tree pose, okay? So remember, there's different levels for tree pose. You could take the right heel into the inner left ankle, and that's your tree pose. Your hands could be here on your hips. You could have one hand at the heart space, or both. This is the wonderful tree. You could be here, okay? Your next would be inner calf, never inner knee, but instead above the knee. And you want to make sure that your left hip is not doing this, but pulling in, working to this pose. Breath here. That right knee is trying to come back a little. And then if you want to open up for tree pose like this, like a canopy, or you could do a tight tree pose, which really calms the mind. And just when you think you can't hold it any longer, one more breath. Releasing, releasing. Samastiti, even balance pose. Quiet your eyes. And let's approach the other side. We always approach these practices with beginner mind. Always beginner mind. Where do you want this foot? Certainly you might want it way up, but where does the body allow you today? Check in with that. If you're able to, you bring the heel up without using your hands, and then you can adjust. I always check in with my hips. Are they equal? And then decide, where are you going? Where are you going? Where do you want these arms? You can have a nice big canopy here. Some people advance it and clasp behind and open their chest. Use your breath. Eyes relax. Quiet eyes. Breath. Say hello to that right hip. Try to go in a little deeper, a little taller. And release. Palms together. And just notice how that breath just really reaches into the body now. Take an inhale and lift up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Take another inhale and reach through the body. Exhale, drop down. We're going to come down to all fours. Take 1 or 2 cat-cows. And then bring yourselves down onto your backs. I'm going to turn like this so that my head is facing the video. Use your hands on your knees to come down carefully. Knees are apart, feet are apart as wide as the mat or more. Arms away from the body. And here we go again. Windshield wipers. How does it feel now? Easy breath. And come back to center. Before we go any deeper, we're going to take our palms to our bellies, relax your elbows, quiet your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths here. We breathe in through the nose into the belly and then the chest. And on the exhale, relax the chest and the belly. 2 more times. You can even find a simple pause at the top and at the bottom. 1 more breath. And then from here, preparing for bridge pose, we're going to bring our feet closer together. Some people bring their heels in closer to their hips. Arms down by your sides, press the backs of your arms firmly into the mat, and on the inhale, come up to bridge, and on the exhale, back down. We're going to do 2 more times like that. You're welcome to put the block between your knees or thighs to work in deeper. It's up to you. Once you get to that last one, stay up, maybe clasp underneath you, or roll those shoulders under you. Use your breath here. Work into heels. Work into the feet, the full feet bottoms. And releasing, coming back down. If you've got the block, take it out. Bring those knees in. Hug and rock just a little bit. Just easy. Come back to center. If you feel like you might need the block between your thighs, we're going to be doing some rotations here. So I've got it in to just show you. We're going to have our knees towards our chest, our arms out to the sides, palms up, about shoulder height. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, take your knees halfway down to the left, head to the right, hold and breathe. So what's holding you here is your deep belly muscles. Make sure they're pulling in lightly, breath, and come back to center. Take an inhale again. Exhale, other side, just halfway. Head is the opposite, trying to keep that chest nice and open. Breathing here, working with the deep belly muscles. And come back to center. So you can do that for a second set, or those that want to. Here we go, your exhale, knees come all the way down to the left. It's okay if they open up or if you have a block, hold and breathe. Your head is to the right. You're trying to work that right shoulder down to the mat, no sharp pain. Some of you can straighten 1 leg or 2 legs and hold the toes with your hand and breathe. You're revolving your belly back to the center. This is revolved belly pose. If you've got the leg straight, bend it. Come back to center. Take a breath here before we go to the other side. And then here we go. Take your time. One side could be so different than the other. We want the true yoga to emerge here. And with that, there needs to be a sense of awareness, of clarity, but also that sense of inner joy. So you could straighten that leg, that knee if you want, and hold the toes. Use the breath. Revolve your belly back towards the center. And then finally bend that knee. If it was straight, come back to center. Remove the block. Hug into those knees, maybe little circles. If you're doing that, other direction. And we're going to end this practice with knees wide apart towards your chest. You could hold right on top of them or behind them. And then if you can do that and you want to go deeper, feet bottoms towards the ceiling, holding behind the knees, spread your toes. If you want to go deeper, get a hold of those ankles, pull your shoulders back down to the floor. Chin is slightly tucked. Those who want to go deeper, you're holding toes or side edges of feet. Breath here. You want to try to drop your tailbone towards the floor. And then finally, those who want to straighten the knees, breath. Happy baby pose. And we'll release slowly and bicycle with arms and legs. Bicycle really big movements. So in this shortened class, if we didn't get to something you wanted to do, now's your opportunity to take your own poses, take your time with them, and finally bring yourselves down to the mat for Shavasana. So if you're watching the video, you could turn it off for a while to do your own poses. And then when you come back, we're going to bring ourselves down to the mat fully. Make sure you take up some space. So maybe widening up your legs, widening the arms away from the body. Palms are upwards. Relax your head by lightly turning it side to side, just little bits. Take up more space on the mat with the backs of your shoulders. And then let go. Let go. Take a couple of sighs. And just allow your body to find its ease, to find the earth, to feel the parts of the body dropping down now. Allow your bones to feel heavy, healthy, so alive. Let them go. Let them go. Legs and hips. Whole torso. Shoulders and arms and head. Soften your muscles around the bones. Let them relax to bring in nutrients. Relax the inside of your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, upper and lower lips. Let your eyes rest. Let them rest. Forehead softens. Breathing in, I breathe in. And breathing out, I breathe out. Starting to come back now, stretching a little more. Wiggling your fingers, your toes, stretching a bit through this body, getting ready for the rest of your day. If you want to take your longer Shavasana, please do. Otherwise, fold your knees in, rock a little bit. Roll to your right side, take an exhale, and come up to sitting. Finding that pose we began with, that cross-legged pose. We're going to take a mudra here. We're going to take Hakini mudra, one of my favorite mudras. All fingertips touch lightly. Relax the shoulders and elbows. Hakini, the blending of the 5 elements. Earth and water, fire and air and space. Balancing now. Releasing that mudra, taking palms together. Namaste.